If you're looking for the latest NFL news and rumors, you're in the right place. If you're looking for healthy cereal that, guess what, actually tastes good, go to magicspoon.com/chat. $5 off your very first order. If you want to look down in the comments and down below in the description, you can click that link. That way you guys can save $5 off. It's also keto friendly. It's also got no GMOs and, 14 grams of protein per serving. Yeah, to me, that sounds pretty damn good. Let's get into the latest New Orleans Saints news and rumors. We're talking about star cornerback Marshon Lattimore, who had surgery Tuesday to repair a chipped bone in his thumb. The report was that he's currently listed week to week. He was already dealing with a knee injury before the Packers game. Now, luckily, he didn't really have to be used all that much in that Green Bay game, considering the fact that it was a blowout essentially right from the jump when New Orleans won this game 38-3. But obviously, you want to be able to have a healthy player in Lattimore simply because when he's out there on the field, I believe many people would at least argue that he's a top 5 cornerback in the National Football League. And one of the biggest concerns for New Orleans, I'd say this offseason, was finding that corner that could line up next to him that you'd have a little bit of confidence in. So here's my question to everyone out there. After having this surgery on Tuesday that repaired that chipped thumb, 2 games missed for Lattimore, over or under? If you think that he's going to miss more than 2 games, I want you to go ahead and type your O for over. If you believe he's going to miss under 2 games, I want you to go ahead and type your U for under. Now, in terms of some of these other players on the New Orleans Saints depth chart, Paulson Adebo, the rookie out of Stanford, I believe he was drafted in the 4th round. Last week up against the Packers, 3 tackles, a pass breakup, a pick. This is one of those dudes, though, that I actually liked quite a bit when he was first coming out. Now, some of the reports of this offseason where he plays pretty good, and then also it was like, all right, he looks like a rookie. Long, lanky corner, going to be asked to step up now. Now we go from a rookie to a veteran in Desmond Trufant, who 31 years old. Last week up against Green Bay, he had a tackle. I could potentially see them using him a little bit. So if you guys remember, the Bears, he was a surprise cut, at least not according to us here at Chat Sports. The Bears let him go. The Saints then they went ahead and they signed him. So he's really only been on the team for about a week. So we'll see if he gets some more snaps. And then Bradley Roby. So he was traded from the Texans. Another player here, traded for a 3rd-round pick. He's more of a slot cornerback, in my personal opinion. Plays in the nickel a little bit more, a little bit undersized. But you're putting your defense in a difficult position, not having Marshon Lattimore. But at the end of the day, if the Saints believe that they are a playoff caliber team, if they believe that they are pushing for a Super Bowl, and before week 1 I would have been like, yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch. However, if you could beat the Packers 38-3, then shit, maybe I'm the one that's totally wrong. So you got to get Marshon Lattimore healthy. If it takes a week, if it takes 2 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, I believe the Saints are just going to take their time with him. So what I want you guys to do right now is share this video on Facebook. If you're wondering how the hell do I go ahead and do that, all you got to do is look underneath the video and click the share button. It literally looks like that freaking arrow that you guys see over there. And then select the Facebook icon and then click post to Facebook. I want you guys to spread the word about Chat Sports. We're working really hard around here. I would definitely appreciate it. So please, if you went ahead and shared it on Facebook, I want you to type Facebook right now down in the comments. The next story is just an absolutely mind-blowing story, and it's around Ryan Fitzpatrick. So for those of you that watched the Week 1 game, he suffered a hip subluxation, and he's out 6 to 8 weeks. The rumor is, though, that he actually didn't hurt his hip in the game. He suffered the injury at a water park. Yes, I didn't stutter. I didn't trip over my words. A water park. So listen to this. So apparently, an employee called into a local Washington radio station claiming that he saw Fitz injure himself going down a water slide. I mean, this is just one of these all-time rumors. Like, I love Ryan Fitzpatrick because he's just like this weird quarterback, and like this story matches him absolutely perfectly. So, do you believe this random guy that called into a Washington radio station and said, hey, man, I saw him with his kids at a water park, and he was going down a slide, and that's how he hurt his hip? Do you believe this story? I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to go down in the comments section and type N for no. I really hope it's not true, because if this thing comes out that it is true, I mean, you're just going to be talking about all sorts of just the most crazy stories you possibly can. If it is true, again, like we're like, oh man, more Ryan Fitzpatrick drama, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that it's not true, though. Jeremy, back here behind the scenes, is 100% convinced, and I haven't seen him have this much fun with a segment in a very long time. So what you guys are going to hear here, he's going to chime into some of these injuries that really are some of the most weirdest NFL injuries that we've ever had. The first one we're going to talk about here is Jake Plummer, who apparently hurt his foot getting off the couch.
Yeah, Jake Plummer.
This is Jeremy.
Yep. Jake Plummer, he broke his foot getting off the couch, apparently.
That's just unbelievable. Plaxico Burress, for those of you that don't know, if you guys remember, he's in a nightclub, ended up shooting himself in the leg. Chris Hansen, different guy, leg axe accident. Explain this one.
So, during this season, the Jaguars had a big log that was in the middle of the locker room, and it was kind of like a team bonding, team building thing. Everybody would come in and axe the log down. So him and the special teams unit, they got done before the rest of the team. He came in, was like, you know what, I'm pumped. Let me hit this log. Totally missed the log and gashed his own leg.
Unbelievable. Jason Pierre-Paul, his hand firework incident. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Jason Pierre-Paul's hand. And then Darren McFadden, an elbow. So apparently he tried to catch his phone. This one, though, just sounds way too fishy.
Yeah, so apparently Darren McFadden is saying that, apparently Darren McFadden said it wasn't that he tried to catch his phone, it was that he slipped on some wet concrete and he happened to have his phone in his hand. But the rumor was that he dropped his phone, he tried to catch it, and he hurt his elbow.
So these were some of the weirdest NFL injuries, and if the whole rumor is true that Ryan Fitzpatrick hurt his hip in a water slide accident, I mean, I have to believe that's going to be up there with some of the craziest stories ever. If you guys know any other crazy stories, like I already see somebody say Mike Nolan hot sauce in the eye, please throw them down there in the comments. I would absolutely love to see them. Something that I'd love to see you guys go out and get your hands on some healthy cereal from Magic Spoon, whether it's the fruity, whether it's the frosted, whether it's cocoa, peanut butter, cinnamon. I can promise you one thing. You're going to absolutely love this stuff. And for whatever reason, if you don't like it, I mean, I get it. Sometimes people like stuff and other people don't. They're so confident, though, that you will like it. It's 100% money back guaranteed. What exactly does that mean? It means if you go to magicspoon.com/chat, you get a box of cereal, you get 4 boxes of cereal, and if you don't like it, you can literally just send it back. 100% money back guaranteed. The reason why, though, I'm very confident that you will like it, it's actually healthy for you. 13 grams of protein, 4 grams of net carbs, 0 grams of sugar. It's going to remind you of all the unhealthy cereal they ate as a kid. However, it's actually going to be good for you. Now, I like to personally mix it up a little bit. I'll mix like my frosted with my cocoa, my peanut butter with the cocoa, the frosted and the fruity. My favorite personally is probably the fruity. So go ahead, give it a try. magicspoon.com/chat. Let's get into the latest Houston Texans news and rumors here. And for those of you out there wondering who the heck's going to be the lead running back, I mean, I think they might just end up going with a 3-headed monster, whether it's Mark Ingram, whether it's Phillip, Lindsay, or David Johnson. All these guys, they ended up and they scored against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, if you guys remember, Ingram and Lindsay, they were signed this offseason. I wasn't too surprised that Rex Burkhead didn't get too much work in there, but PFN had none of them ranked inside the top 32 running backs coming into the season, which, to be honest, again, does not really surprise me all that much. But Houston, they were the 32nd ranked team in our latest NFL power ranking, or before the season started, they were the 32nd team ranked, and I was wrong, and a lot of guys here around the studio, they were wrong as well. This team came out, and they came ready to go, especially Mark Ingram. 26 carries, 85 yards. He ended up having a touchdown. I get that he's getting up there in age, but I lost Gus Edwards in a fantasy league, and I ended up having to start Ingram. And guess what? I'm kind of happy about it. Another guy who's probably halfway decently happy that he found the end zone, Phillip Lindsay, 8 carries, 25 yards and a touchdown. And then David Johnson, who a lot of people thought was going to be the lead back entering the season, does not seem that way. He's definitely getting a little bit more work in the passing game. 3 catches, 18 yards, and a touchdown. 3 carries on the ground and 10 yards. What I'm really trying to get to here is this. Finding out which running back is going to be the main guy, I do personally think that it's going to be Mark Ingram. Now, sure, maybe Houston tries to go with a hot hand approach, which a lot of times happens in RBBCs, running back by committees. But what I'm really curious about is this. Like, was this game a fluke? I mean, nobody, and I mean me included, I was like, this Texans team is going to be a team that struggles. And not only did they come out, Tyrod Taylor, I thought, played well. The running backs played well. Overall, the entire team played pretty well. Was it a fluke? I want you to go down in the comments section and type F for fluke, or be like, nah, man, I really think this team is legit. I'm going to go ahead and say it could be a little bit of a mix of both. And what do I mean by that? It definitely could be a situation where last season the Jaguars, they won that first game against Indy and then they lost the rest. Wouldn't surprise me if Houston lost all those games. However, they also came out ready to play. Jacksonville, who's also not a very good team, they were flat. So it's a little bit of a mix, but in terms of Houston being a legit team, sorry, I just can't get on board for that. The last story here is around Aaron Rodgers, and I wish, man, we could talk about Rodgers and not be drama, but I'm starting to think that he's just been putting this on himself. So former teammate Jermichael Finley, he was a tight end with Rodgers, he ripped on him this past week, and he said that he thinks that he's lost his hunger and doesn't have good work ethic anymore. And it's honestly, man, this isn't the first time that Finley and Rodgers have had some beef. So it's kind of funny because a few weeks ago when Rodgers started talking about some of the things that the Packers did in the past in terms of getting rid of some of his old teammates, one player that he didn't talk about was Jermichael Finley. However, when you see the way that this offseason transpired, and then you saw the effort that Rodgers and this entire Packers team gave in that Week 1 38-3 loss to the Saints, I'm kind of thinking maybe Jermichael knows something, right? So what about this, y'all? Do you question Aaron Rodgers' work ethic right now? I want you to type 1 for yes, or I want you to go down in the comment section and type 0 for no. Hopefully you don't question my work ethic or anybody here around Chat Sports. As you can tell, we work really hard and we make a lot of videos, so much so that I'm losing my voice. So do you question Aaron Rodgers' work ethic? 1 for yes or 0 for no. I 100% question it right now. And I already see some people down in the comments section type in relax, relax. The reason why Aaron Rodgers could get away with saying relax is because he would then come out and ball out. But when you honestly look at the numbers, and yes, I think that the Saints have a halfway decent defense, but it was the effort. And then it's the effort plus the Week 1 performance combined with all the crap that Rodgers put everybody in that entire organization through. Hell, what they put everybody in the NFL media through as well. He was 15 of 28, 133 yards, 2 interceptions. He did not look good whatsoever, and he does. He looks like he potentially lost this spark. So more Rodgers drama? Hell yeah, man. I'm definitely worried about his work ethic.